Wait, are you are you gonna count me in? Whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. Welcome to the Queen's Lead podcast. I'm your host, Amy Singleton, and as a child of the 80s, I'd love to say queens rule, but they don't. Queens lead. Being a queen means you are worthy to be a leader of people. The guests on our show do exactly that. They are leading the way in their businesses, families, and communities. And they're taking their rightful place in the spotlight, leading and inspiring the developing queens in all of us. Welcome to the Queen's Lead podcast.
Now here's your host, Amy Singleton, the queen of realness, leading conversations about business, life, and the real shit you want to know.
Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Queen's Lead podcast. I'm your host, Amy Singleton, and today I am so excited to have an Okie on the show, which, by the way, is going to kickstart a whole new series of powerful Oklahoma women. We're going to do our very best to find women from right here where I'm from to highlight them for you guys. We've interviewed people from all over the globe and from coast to coast in the nation, but we're getting super local. It's Amy's Summer of Local. So welcome Lacey Ogden, the owner of Bath Sorbet. She is an incredible Okie right here from Yukon, Oklahoma, sent to us via Minnesota, as she told me just before we got on the call. Welcome, Lacey.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
I'm so excited to have a fellow Okie on here. So she told me born in Minnesota, but came here for high school and never left. So tell us more about who you are, Lacey.
Yeah, I actually moved here in high school and went to college at UCO. I really liked that. I paid for college myself, and so I really liked how affordable UCO was. Pursued a degree in marketing and met my husband while I was there. And so now I am an Okie.
She met her Oklahoma boy, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
You met at the school?
We did. Well, we met at, we worked at a bank together. And so that's how we both tried to get through college, is working at the bank full time. And so I managed, working full time while also going to school full time, pursuing a degree in marketing. I really thought that I was wanting to go into pharmaceutical sales after I graduated. And I interviewed for it and just never felt like it was quite the right fit for me. And so I pursued marketing businesses while I was in college or after college. And my husband was in the oil and gas industry for quite a long time. And so pretty early on into us getting married, we started having kids, and I became a stay-at-home mom. And not really knowing that that's what I was wanting to do, but I quickly became really passionate about it. I'm a super hands-on mom that wants my kids with me all the time. And so I just wasn't willing to give up any of my time with them. And so actually how Bath Sorbet started was it was my daughter's 4th birthday, and we were making little bath bombs for her birthday party. She had watched.
She had a special request, right? Like
she was
special. Hey, mom.
YouTube videos. I don't know if you've seen the YouTube videos where they were putting a bunch of bath bombs in water, and all these toys were popping up. And she's like, "That's what I want." And so I looked all over locally and never could find anything like that. And so that's when we took to the internet and tried to make our own.
And you had you ever made I mean, I'm sure you'd made plenty of slime, right? As a hands-on mom, most of us have made a lot of slime over the years.
Yes. We had never made it before, but very early on, we just got a basic recipe. And so we made some for her birthday. We gave them out as party favors. Everybody loved them. And that's when we kind of were like, okay, like this is a little hobby, like a little side gig for me to do. I'm a very creative person. And so for me, it was really important to be able to have an outlet while also being a mom. And so that's really how Bath Sorbet got started. It was just kind of putting it out there to our friends and family. We used $200 to invest in some ingredients, and I put it out on social media saying, this is what we're making. And I think we had over $200 worth of orders coming in before our ingredients even came. So
Wow.
that's just
Wow.
how it
Immediate
got started.
ROI. The marketer says, yes, ma'am.
Exactly, exactly. So
Wow.
what we meant for as a hobby really quickly turned into a business. I would say probably within our first 4 months of operating, we had a grocery store chain find us off of Google, and they were
Oh,
out of Minnesota.
wow.
And, I thought that how strange was that they, from where
Yeah.
they're from. But yeah, they just found us off of Google and they asked us if we wholesale. And we were like,
We do
yes,
now.
yes, we do. And they said, do you barcode your products? And I'm like, how do you barcode? And I said, yes, we
Yes,
do.
we do.
Yes.
That's the
So
entrepreneur spirit
yeah,
right there,
yeah.
lady. I love it.
So we
Oh,
started
yes.
wholesaling to a national grocery store chain really early on. And we were just operating out of the upstairs bonus room of our house that had like a little kitchenette, maybe 100 square feet. And so that's how our business started really early on.
Oh my gosh, Lacey, what a story. This is
Yeah.
incredible. Like your story sounds so similar to Jamie Kern Lima or someone, like they saw a problem, they got a need, they started something in their garage or their basement or their bonus room. And the next thing you
Yeah.
know, but I know it couldn't have been like so easy the whole time.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get into some of the hard stuff in a little bit, but I'm still kind of riding the high of how this all happened. Did you have an example of an entrepreneur in your life, a business were your parents business owners, or like how did you have an example in your life, or has this just all been you?
No, and I think because we never were really intending for it to become a business, uh, we really never had anybody that was showing us, this is how we do it. We really truly invented our own wheel. But I will say that my husband is an entrepreneur at heart, and I think even when he was younger, that this is what he wanted to do and what he was pursuing. And so I think that his drive for that, his desire for that, I just don't think that he thought it was going to be bath bombs.
Yeah, I bet. My husband
So,
also a serial entrepreneur. Last before this marketing agency that we own together, he was in the oil field as well. So I'm so familiar with that. Were you guys away from each other a lot, living the
yeah,
whole like Facebook Messenger video life?
yes. There
Mhm.
are you saying like as far as him traveling for work and stuff?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he
yes.
definitely
Mhm.
did. But what was really good about his background is that he was an operations guy and he
Mhm.
built oil rigs. And so it would be from like every nut, every bolt, he was the one responsible for building the rigs. And so
Yeah.
have found is, he's used to tight deadlines. He's used to finding solutions to problems. He's used to doing,
Yes.
the paperwork side of things. And so he has actually been such a driving force for us in our success because that's not really my specialty. I'm the creative side of it. And I'm the one who runs a lot of the fun side of things and the sales part of things that, he's
Yeah.
really able to help us with the solutions part of things.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my next question is that when I heard you say he's an operator, which is what my husband is an operator, I thought he was an entrepreneur. And I mean, in some ways he is, but truly there's a big difference between an entrepreneur like you and I, though that creative, like I'm distracted a lot. I love to talk to people and I have all these ideas, but
Yes,
the implementers, the ones that can go, okay, when's your deadline? Let me back build that for you and tell you how to move forward. Like that stuff
exactly.
that baffled my mind, those operators are great at that. And we all
Yes.
need one in business. So I'm assuming he came on board fairly
Yes.
quickly.
No, probably not. I think because for a while it was a hobby for us. It was my
Mhm.
ability to still, I had small children at home. For a
What
really
year
long
was this? Sorry to interrupt. What year
time,
was this and how old were the kids?
it was 2016 is when we
Okay.
started. And I believe I had a 2-year-old and 4-year-old. And
Okay.
so I was still a very hands-on mom.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to put them in daycare. So they were with me a lot of the time. Also, kind of in this process, really early on, my husband and I suffered a pretty traumatic pregnancy loss. And
Mm.
at that time, I think it was Bath Sorbet became like a a safe place for us, a place where we got to do Bath Sorbet together. And it really helped
Yeah.
us to be able to connect with each other. And it was almost a distraction for us also for the grief that we were going through. And so
Yeah.
I think that we probably wouldn't have gone through Bath Sorbet really early on had it not been for that.
Yeah.
And then a year later, we had it happen again.
Mm.
And so
Oh,
it was
Lacey's.
still, but we can look back and see that, it was such a pivotal time for us in our business that it really helped us go that direction.
Yeah.
But, through this experience, we've also gone through IVF, and we have a rainbow baby as a result and stuff.
Oh,
So that's also a platform that we use Bath Sorbet through. We've been able to help donate cycles to people.
oh,
And so it's
wow.
become a platform for us also. So looking back, we know, there was definitely some purpose and perfect timing to everything. But that was a big driving force for us during that time, is that it was a good way to connect with each other.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you say after that, Lacey. My goodness. I'm so sorry for your loss, but
Thank you.
I love your vision forward of saying all of these things happen at exactly the right time. And you mentioned the word purpose. And so, I mean, has this IVF and that, I mean, that giving back become the purpose of Bath Sorbet? And what other
Absolutely.
purposes has that? I mean, I hear like family connection, birthday parties. You guys do a lot for fundraising. Tell me more
Yeah.
about the business and your purpose behind that
Yeah.
all.
So with Bath Sorbet, our whole motto is that we want to be a blessing to our community, to our staff, to everybody who walks in that door. We want them to feel um, sunshine, I guess I would say. We want them to feel loved, and so I think that shines through our customers, our employees, and through that, yes, we have where our platform is to be able to give back in all the ways, and it's through our fundraising program. And through that, we're able to, partner with all these local organizations to be able to donate to their like schools and mission trips and choirs and cheerleading and all of that. That's been a really, and yes, we do parties. And that's been really rewarding to be able to be a part of people's special days and bachelorette parties and things like that.
Oh my gosh, that's fun. So you have two metro area store locations here in Oklahoma and
Yes.
then online ordering, I'm
Yes.
assuming.
So that's actually how we started. We were just shipping all over the country. We've shipped to Saudi Arabia and Canada and
Oh,
Mexico.
wow.
Yeah, we've gotten to ship all over the world, just from people finding us, on the internet. And when we opened up our Yukon location, the main intention was just to get it out of our house. It wasn't really to ever start a store.
You're like, just give me a warehouse space,
Yes,
something.
yes. And so we opened our Yukon location, and we just had so many people in our community start coming in and wanting to be able to see things and smell things for themselves. And so we started putting on local events that would be fun for people, where kids would get to come in and make their own bath bombs, and just really getting plugged into our local community. And that's how our Yukon store got started. And then probably about 2 years into that, we decided to open up our Edmond location. We saw that we had a large following from Edmond, Oklahoma. So we opened up that location. And it was probably about 2 years after we opened the Edmond location that we started really pursuing franchising. And at that
Okay.
point, that's when we brought my husband on board.
Yeah. Okay. What has he, what has he done to kind of get that in motion? Because like, what an opportunity for someone to, like you said, that maybe has a passion for their local community, wants a business that's sustainable, that's been proven, and wants to bring sunshine, but maybe they don't have that business background to know like what all things that you guys had to, like you said, you had to build your own wheel. You've built this wheel for people. So
Yeah.
tell me about your husband's involvement in that and what this would look like for somebody.
So my husband has really helped take our concept to a franchise level. So when he got involved, it was like, okay, how do we scale this? How do we make sure that we've got the proper systems and processes in place to be able to have anybody in the country be able to, have their own Bath Sorbet? And so when he came on, and it's almost been about 3 years ago, that's where we started. We started, putting into place operations manuals and a training program that has steps, and levels that people can have training on. And we've also really simplified our process because we make all of our products. We now have it to where we create their products in our own house, but we send the bases to the stores. And so all they have to do is they add their color and their fragrance. And so it seems as though they are getting to make the product without having to do all the work of making all of the ingredients themselves. So
that was going to be my next question. Like, are you guys making everything here and shipping it? How does that work? So you ship them the core ingredients and then it's just assembled kind of there in the store?
yeah, yes, exactly.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like our sugar scrubs, we make it in big buckets and we drop ship it to the store locations. They will put in the color and the fragrance and then package it themselves. So, somebody can walk into any of our stores at any time and be able to see the products being made themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we want
Okay. You have is there like a window kind of deal where people can look in and see, or right there?
What is so special about our stores is that we have something called our custom bar. And this is what we created with our franchise concept at our new store location in Yukon. And that's where people get to come in any time of day and be able to make their own custom products. So they get to sit there and they get to choose their color, their fragrance, if they want glitters. And it's kind of a fun interactive experience where they get to pour it themselves. And so we've recently added candles, and so people can come in at any point and be able to pour their own candle. But that's where all of our products are made, is at our custom bar.
Okay, that's fun. So whether all of your products are made there, whether I'm coming in to make something custom or it's being made for the shelf.
Correct.
How cool. So tell me more about the products. You started off with the child's bath bomb with the toy inside.
Yes.
I'm assuming you have much more than that now to offer.
Yeah, but that is still our bread and butter.
Is it really?
With our toys inside of, yep. And our adult bath bombs, they're slightly larger, but don't have toys in them. We do sugar scrubs.
No toys. I kind of miss that Cracker Jack box. Maybe we do a special edition grown-up toy.
Yes. We do sugar scrubs. We do shower oils, shower bombs. That's really great aromatherapy if you're congested. We have bubble bath. We have candles, bath salt, something called bath truffles. So yes, all of these things that we specialize in, I am the one that creates the recipes. And so it's a lot of trial and error that we've started from the very beginning. But we've perfected all of our recipes to be exactly what, we want them to be. And very clean ingredients that are really great for your skin. We really research to make sure that they're hypoallergenic, and cruelty free and phthalate free.
That was going to be my next question. Like, where do you, or like, how do you go about sourcing your things? What is important to you in your ingredients?
Yep, all of that is very important. We really research everything. All of the ingredients that we use are all food grade, and getting kind of technical, something called phthalates are in fragrances. And that's kind of what gives fragrance a bad rap, is that they contain phthalates. And that's really important that all of ours are phthalate free. All of our candles, we tested a bunch of waxes, and it was really important for us to find a wax that's a very clean burning wax, because, these are going into our homes that are in, our kids are breathing in. And so everything that we source is ethically sourced, but also the very best quality that we can find.
I love it. I love it. So tell us more about how someone can go about franchising. What would that look like for someone to bring this to their town, and where can you be and bring one? I'm assuming not to the other side of Edmond.
Yeah, I think we have reserved just the Norman market, but so we have Yukon, Edmond, and then the Norman market. But outside of that, Oklahoma is really open for any potential franchisee. Texas is a big area that we're looking for. Arkansas. we really want to stay within, a close proximity around Oklahoma because we're still, wanting to make sure our supply chain is exactly where it needs to be. And we want to be able to get people their product and everything very quickly. That's really important. We really want to grow at an organic rate because our goal is really not to sell franchises, but to, provide franchises to award franchises that we want to be able to train them like they should and be there to walk them through the process. And so we're not wanting to open the floodgates and open in New York City and stuff. We really want to be able to make sure that we can support our franchises the best that we can.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And any one of those women I was telling you that have gone on, People magazine and told their stories of how they built their beauty brands. It's so hard to say no when someone like Walmart comes knocking, but to grow sustainably, like with the things you're saying, and I hear the values that you hold, is so wise of you guys to stay on track with.
Yeah. But we also have put together a turnkey business where we have done all the testing, and we actually hired a really big a franchise consulting firm. And they are the experts in the industry. And they have really held our hand through the process and navigating a lot of the specifics of franchising, and have just really helped us to be confident in what we're offering somebody, but also to kind of make sure that all that we have put together is turnkey for them. And so even like our store design, we offer parties, and we have seen that people want up to a 20-person party. We have shaved down our store layout to make sure that we can accommodate 20 people, but also the smallest footprint that we can to maximize our store size. And so, just every single detail we have tried, we have tested, we have thought through in somebody investing in a franchise that we've already put the work in. And that's the benefit of a franchise, is that, we have tried and failed and all of the things. And so when somebody gets a business, I told my husband after we were done with the process that I want a franchise.
Right.
I want somebody to say,
by that. That's so easy.
Because we're the supply chain and we're the ones still, making all of their bases and stuff for them, but they don't have to do that hard work. They're getting, it cuts down on their labor and the employees that they have to have. That we really have created a package, a turnkey business to be able to hand somebody and say, here's how to run a successful business. And we've tried it all.
Yeah, all of it. Lacey, tell us some of the things that didn't work. Where's some place? I mean, you said it yourself, like you weren't a business owner before this. You had a marketing degree. And I don't want to get off this episode before we go back and talk about little girl Lacey and what led you to that marketing degree. But going back, what were some of those like, oh man, we really blew this, or what just didn't work that you maybe didn't expect of coming into this totally, new, basically?
I can't really think of like large failures that we've had at the moment. I think a lot of it is because we've grown really organically. We never tried to grow too quickly. And so with that, we would be able to make small choices, see how that works, and then be able to like pivot. But I will say that a big change that we had was adding our custom bar. And that was like a huge moment for our business because it has created so much. It's almost now that our stores have retail theater. It's an interactive experience that people have when shopping in our stores. I would say that we didn't have, we have had lots of little failures, lots of lessons to learn along the way. I would say a huge challenge of owning a business that I didn't know going in is just how many hats you have to wear and to be good at all of them. That is really challenging. from
Yes.
managing staff and, payroll and accounting and marketing and sales and, all the things that you are kind of expected to do well, it is really
Hmm.
hard. And I have found that there is not a ton of support out there or people who understand what you're
That,
going through.
that, yeah, that.
So I'm thankful that I've had my husband in this to be able to be the person that I can, he understands, but what's hard
Yeah.
is my bad day is also his bad day.
Mm-hmm. A hundred
So,
percent.
yeah.
Talk about, what's your husband's name?
Ryan.
Ryan. Talk about, my husband and I are also partners in business. And then, I mean,
Yes.
we're hip to hip constantly. Do you get a lot of comments and feedback about that? Because I do, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you work with your husband? Tell me what
Yeah.
that's been like for you guys.
I actually love it. Like we are the bestest of friends. Um, and the days even like that we split up where he's at one store and I'm at the other, it's like we get back together and we talk about our day and we have so many things to like catch each other up on. And I'll be like, I missed you, that
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
together so much. But really, Ryan and I complement each other's weaknesses. And I think kind of in the areas that I am not good at, he is amazing at and vice versa. And so we really are the dynamic duo in this process. And I really think that that's why we felt confident in franchising, that we have all of the things needed to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you'll be looking for other dynamic duos to run these stores as you franchise?
Maybe I think that it would be amazing for I don't know if we're the exception, I don't know how other couples are able to like work together well. I think it's a great opportunity for couples to be able to do this together. Absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah. I think for us, for Joseph and I, the questions we constantly get, we've been married 6 years and people constantly like, oh, you could have said 25. And I'd be like, yeah, that checks out. We just, we know ourselves well enough, and love ourselves enough that we're able to work together. And I really think that that's a huge part of what many people are missing.
Yeah.
Um, Take me back, Lacey. Take me back to you in high school. Were you at UConn High School?
Shawnee. I actually grew up in Shawnee.
Shawnee.
Mhm.
Shawnee. Okay. So tell me what were her ambitions? What were you like? What led you to that marketing degree and what were you so good at as a kid?
Um, my mom reminded me recently that whenever I was young, somebody asked me what I wanted to be, and I said I wanted to be a perfume lady, which is kind
Yeah.
of funny to me because that's exactly, I think, what I am. But I, I,
Did you mean the lady that like does the samples in the mall? Yes.
yep.
Okay.
She
Yes.
said
Like a
I saw a girl.
spokesperson.
Yes, exactly. A girl from
Yes.
Harvard.
Yes. Okay, queen. That's what you are. That's it. Like, okay, guys, I'm wearing the crown. Lacey's the queen.
But I would say that I have a very strong sales background, but I can't sell something that I don't really believe in. And so I
Mm.
went to college that pursuing marketing, and I very much knew what I was looking for, but I wasn't willing to settle for. And so I did pursue a pharmaceutical sales background or a position. And whenever I was interviewing, and it was for a heart medication, and I was going through the training, and I just was not confident in myself that I didn't know that I believed in it. And so that was really
Oh.
important for me to. And so after I graduated and I went to school for marketing, I was the marketing club president. I just fully immersed myself into everything marketing in college. And I got to connect with other people coming into UCO to teach us about marketing. And I was so confident that when I graduated, I was going to get like an amazing job. And I
Like
graduated.
Coca-Cola is hiring you today. Like you're in it, right?
Yes. And
Nike
it was,
women's division, here you come. It was like what women want.
yes, for sure. And
Yes.
so it was 2009, and that's at a time that like nobody was hiring. And so it was so
Mhm.
discouraging as soon as I graduated that I just wasn't able to. I turned down my pharmaceutical job. I just didn't feel like it was
Mhm.
right. And then after that, it was like nothing. Like I couldn't find anybody. And so I remember I had to find a job. I was newly married to Ryan, and I went and worked at Bath and Body Works, and I made minimum wage. And
Yep.
I would come home crying that I was like, I was marketing club president and I was going to do all these big things. And here I'm working a minimum wage job. But
Yeah.
I think looking back now, I mean, all of those were so important. The positions that I held were so important for my role now that even I can see that, it was just experience in the industry that I'm
Yeah.
now in.
Can you
That I can.
imagine? Would you have, if someone had walked into Bath and Body Works and told you, you're going to own something like this one day, it's going to be all your own. You're going to have these little toys. Kids are going to be your thing. You're going to franchise it. You're going to have fundraisers. You're going to give back to IVF. Would you have ever believed it, Lacey?
Absolutely not.
Oh my God.
No.
I just want to cry thinking about how incredible that is.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely not.
seriously, you're sitting
Yep.
there like going home, crying about that minimum wage job. And I was going to say it, that's a setup. Like that's the universe going, here you go. Take
Yes,
these seeds, learn, girl, learn.
absolutely.
That
Yes.
is so good. Oh, I love it.
So, after I was working for Bath and Body Works, I started working for a local marketing company. And I thought that it was going to be a marketing position that was going to really like advance me. And I was going to, well, it was a sales position. And it required me to cold call and hustle and
Mm.
go into local businesses. But what it allowed me to do is I spoke with so many local businesses that would tell me like what works for them, what made them fail, what did they do wrong, and all of this stuff. And
Wow.
so that too was another, job experience that I had that totally helped me. I know that that time that I spent there, it was so pivotal in my business career that,
Wow.
looking back, I was sad that, this isn't quite what I wanted to do. This isn't quite the marketing that I thought that I was going to be doing.
Yeah.
But it was so important for me in my role now as a business owner.
That's incredible. What did you learn? I can only imagine that your marketing degree and then that job must have been like my experience when I'm a nurse. Before I was in marketing, I was a nurse. So that sounds like nursing school versus going to be a nurse. I
Mhm.
mean, like, so did you learn some great things in school? And if so, what were those that have helped you in the business? And then I want to know those tactical things that have helped you that you learned from the business owners.
Yeah. I'll be really honest that I do not feel like the degree that I got in marketing helped me in anything in my current job. I would say that marketing has just changed so much and evolved since when I got my degree. It was very
Yeah.
writing a marketing plan and how important that was, and market research, that is important. But I definitely don't feel like it helped me in my career now, but it has required, with marketing now, it is changing so much, and
Yeah.
it's really challenging to keep up with, all the algorithms and, a new social platform and all of these things to be able to stay relevant for your business is a huge challenge that you're having to constantly stay on your feet with.
Yeah. But okay, so that definitely is what I expected you to say because we work with so many people who have, are the CMO maybe of an organization. Like I have a degree from wherever, great schools, but it's outdated information, or we've got the
It
plan,
is.
but how do we implement in today's age? What's really going to be profitable and not? So I'm desperate to hear what all of these business owners were saying to you as far as what didn't work, what did work, and what did you take from their nuggets and implement for Bath Sorbet that's just crushed it for you?
Hmm. I will say for me personally, with who I hire, it's really, I no longer am looking for somebody who has gone to college and gotten that formal degree.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the people who we have in our franchise area has been people who have been with us for a long time that we've been able to train exactly how we need them to be. My marketing person, she just dives into TikTok and she's learning all the trends and everything, and has helped us, excel at TikTok, but she doesn't have a formal degree.
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered your question.
No, yeah. So you're using more like social media and stuff. Like what I'm curious to know what the business owners that you were talking to while you were working for that marketing firm, what did they say?
Oh,
Like they had tried and that didn't work. Like the traditional things
yes.
that we would expect to hear that just
Yeah.
didn't work.
I would say a lot of the formal like newspapers, billboards,
Hmm.
direct marketing, postcards, those are kind of the things that people can put even still today big money into.
Hmm.
And it's super important anymore to have marketing that's trackable. And so
Yes.
to be able to put your money into things. And that's what I would hear over and over again, that these things were
Yeah.
not working for them because they were putting big money into sending out postcards, but not, maybe with something that could be trackable on them. So they had no idea
Yeah.
if it was ringing or not due to this postcard
Right.
and stuff. So
Yeah, gotcha. No, that absolutely makes sense. And, the reason we got into digital marketing, because it used to be enough to be, there people, young people probably wonder why there's some old companies that are now starting to fade out, but have names like double A this or triple A this, or they start with the action
absolutely.
supply or action this or that. It's because we were trying to get to the top of the yellow pages, kids. Like this was the
Exactly.
only marketing we had, and
I
whoever was
know.
A came first.
Yes.
And you
And
can
people
pay
are
just a
now
little
like,
bit more to
what's
get
the
a little
yellow
bigger
pages?
box. Like, what's yellowpages.com? No, like there was a book and we put our
Right.
toddlers on it in the car.
Uh-huh.
And our grandmas on it in the car
Right.
when they got too short to drive. Okay. It was a thick book, which is hard. But today that thick book is the billions of websites on the internet.
Mhm.
So talk to me a little bit about, I will like, and we're getting close on time, but I feel like we could talk all day, Lacey. You're so interesting. I'm so proud of your story. Tell us how your internet presence has, and you said that's how it started, and then folded into a brick and mortar. And so many people just want that brick and mortar. They want to have that space, but you started online first. Can you tell us a little bit about how that worked for you?
Yeah, I think it was at a time that we were able to just put things out, but we've really seen how things have really changed, especially on social media, is that we would get a really big following and we would start a Facebook group. And we had all these followers, and then Facebook would come through and like totally change how people saw things. And so then it wouldn't be a group anymore, then it would be a Facebook page. And so then you would do all these things to grow a Facebook page. And so that's just kind of been our evolution of things, is that, we are constantly evolving um, uh, as Facebook is telling us that we need to evolve.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
to
We do
switch
what they
gears.
say, don't we?
Yeah, we switch gears a lot
Yeah.
of times, but we have always been really big on. We really don't have a huge marketing budget because we really want to be growing organically. We want to be able to
Mhm.
connect with our audience in a way
Yeah.
that's organic and not like salesy.
Yeah.
We want to be able to connect with people by educating them about our products. And we feel so confident that as soon as people try our products, we see that we have a really high return rate, that we know that they're going to come back. And so
Yeah.
we've really built a really loyal following all across the country. And so that's really how we got started early on, is just being able to connect with people. And I think people have really resonated with our story too along the way.
Yeah.
That's because I was a stay-at-home mom. These are stay-at-home moms and moms who are looking for products for their kids that have simple ingredients and make bath time
Yes.
fun and stuff like that. So that's really how we've been able to connect with people.
Yes, that's so good. And that's the truth. People think that being online disconnects us. And in some ways it does, but you are using your business and online platform to bring moms together, to bring parents together, to bring kids and parties and people together by
Mhm.
being genuine and authentic through those interactions, not by being fake and pushing sales and here's my next, freebie or whatever. You're actually going, here's what you're buying. Here's who you're buying it from. Here's our story. What's yours, and really connecting with people. And
Yes,
that's the way to do it.
exactly.
That's That's the way to do it. They could just, that's the marketing degree, right? That's it
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
You're teaching today. You're teaching. I have one more question, just out of sheer curiosity. Bath Sorbet, where did that name come from?
Oh gosh. It's almost embarrassing to be able to say this. Um,
No.
so when we were getting started, it was me, my husband, and my sister-in-law that we were all sitting in my living room, and we had put it out there that we were, making bath products, and people were like, "Okay, but do you have a website? Do you have anything?" And so we were like, "Crap, we need a website." And so we were quickly trying to get something, but we were like, in order to have a website, we need to be able to have a name. And
Yeah.
so I would say it took us 30 minutes in our living room of sitting down and coming up with stuff. The idea of it is that we really wanted, and we're true to this today, is that we wanted it to be fun confections for your bath, but now it's for your bath, shower, and home. Um,
Hmm.
and so we just are true to that. And so our design of our store is very much like a candy store. And all
Hmm.
of the products that we have in there are designed to be fun, color, bright, and to really instill fun in, bath products. And so
Yeah.
that's where the idea came from. The logo is also something that I designed myself really quickly as we were getting started. And so thankfully, I still love it. I'm so thankful it's something that I love.
That's
But yeah,
great.
that's how we got started with the
That's
name.
so often how things happen. Just like, what's an available domain name? I don't even know. Like, check the register, the Secretary of State. Like, is this business name available? Here we go.
Yeah.
It's all happening, right? And
Yes.
that is such, I have to say this for our listeners. If you're out there and you're thinking about a thing, you have a desire on your mind, I promise you that you cannot think, plan, write, dream your way into success. You have to take action like Lacey did. She's like, okay, my kid wants the thing. There's not this thing. I'm going to make it. People want to buy this. Oh, I need a website. Let me go get one. Like, you just started taking action step by small step at a time. And look
Yeah.
at you now.
Yes.
I love it. Oh
And,
my
and my
gosh.
my biggest advice would be to just grow organically and don't try to grow too fast, but also to stay true to what you're doing. Don't try to bring in too many things to add into it. Just be able to, if you're good at something, stay in that lane and be really good at it.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. You hear so often people will say, I'm starting this business. I hear it more often in like lawn care or something. I'm starting this business. Well, what kind? Anything you have, I'll do anything. It's so easy to want to take the money. When people are first starting out, it's really easy to just do anything and everything that someone will pay you for. But that is excellent advice. Stay true to stay in your lane, know what
Yeah.
you're good at, stay in your lane, keep it between the lines, and just keep on pushing forward. And
Yeah.
Lacey, thank you so much. This has been incredible.
Thanks for having
Where
me.
can people find you online? If they are here in Oklahoma City area, they can go to Edmond or Yukon for your
Yeah.
in-person stores. But what is your website where people anywhere
Yeah.
can get your products
We are
or
Bath.
learn about franchising?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bathsorbet.com. There's going to be a tab at the top that says franchising. It has all about the opportunity there to be able to find out more information about that. But place orders online, and franchising is all on bathsorbet.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lacey, for being my guest. And thank you for being an Oklahoma queen that leads. Great.
It's an honor.
The Queen's Lead podcast is recorded worldwide and produced by the kick-ass media team at the Height Digital home base in Nicaragua. Until our next episode, stay real, Queens, and go lead. Remember to tap that follow and leave your review. For freebies and more real, inspiring content you love, go to amysingleton.net and connect with Amy on our socials at The Real Amy Singleton.
One more thing. This is the legal language, what my lawyer wrote and what I need to read to you. This podcast is presented for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am Amy Singleton, and I'm just your friend. Although I may speak to many on this show, I am not a psychotherapist, a business coach, a doctor, a CPA, a lawyer, or probably anyone who should be giving you professional advice. This podcast is not a substitute for a relationship with your doctor, coach, or any other licensed professional. Got it? Good. Now go be a queen and follow me at The Real Amy Singleton.